Hi guys, I'm now here in Wanutama, and well, this is the official launch of the all-new Mazda 3. And well, I've shown a few videos here today. Since well, before this, right, I went to Japan for the preview. Then also I went to the showroom for a walk around. So now, having officially launched the car, there are a few details, additional details that I'm able to share. So let's start. Let's start with pricing. So as you can see here, the Mazda 3 is available as sedan as well as hatchback, and the range starts with a 1.5 liter model with 118 horsepower, producing 118 horsepower, priced at 140,000 ringgit. Then you step up another 10,000 ringgit, you get a 2-liter sedan model. That's what they call a 2-liter high-spec sedan model, priced at 150,000 ringgit. And further up, 160,000 ringgit buys you the two cars that you picture here. These are the 2-liter high-spec plus sedan and hatchback variants. Yep, priced at 160,000 ringgit. So not cheap cars, but bear in mind one thing, okay? You can spend 160,000 ringgit on this, or you can spend 160,000 ringgit on a Volkswagen Golf, which well, has its own appeal, right? Turbocharged engine, independent rear suspension, which the Mazda 3 does not have. But what the Mazda 3 really does very well here is stunning design, very plush interior build quality, and yeah, just absolutely beautiful finishing from front to back. So the two cars on display here are the 2-liter high-spec plus sedan and hatchback variants. Okay, and so between this and the versions below, what are the difference? Now you can see both the illumination signature of the headlights and the tail lights. All right, this is exclusive. This light combo is exclusive to the high spec plus models, right? Whereas the both the 1.5 and the 2-liter high spec models share a slightly lower design. Design, but I need to correct the mistake that I made in my previous video. The 1.5 liter version, okay, the lower spec headlamp is also LED illumination. It has the main beam is LED. It's just that it does not have this signature LED daytime running lights. So with the lower spec headlight, it is LED main beam with a bulb daytime running light. Okay, same thing at the back. So the tail lights with the high spec plus, you get this signature illumination, LED signature illumination, but with the 2-liter high spec as well as the 1.5, it is just like an LED bulb, but without a specific lighting signature. Okay, yeah. So the other curious differentiation between the high spec plus model that you see here versus the others are parking sensors. So you can see here from the front, there are 4 parking sensors. One here, one here, one here, and one here. At the rear, it is also another 4 parking sensors. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 parking sensors front, 4 parking sensors rear. Guess what? They are exclusive to the 2-liter high plus model. So the 2-liter model does not get parking sensors, neither does the 1.5. Okay, curious thing, yes, but I was told that it was explained to me rather that the parking sensors are tied in with Mazda's iActive Sense package. So the 2-liter model and the 2-liter high as well as the 1.5 does not have does not have eye active sense, so it does without the parking sensors as well. But still, I need to highlight one thing. Remember the Mazda 2 core spec that I reviewed earlier, okay, a few months back? The Mazda 2 core spec, the car that I reviewed, did not have parking sensors as well. But a few readers' feedback have told me that when they bought their cars, the cars came with parking sensors. So I believe that with the 1.5 and the 2-liter high model, when you buy the car, sooner or later, the Mazda dealership will have parking sensors installed for you. It's just that it will be a locally sourced parking sensor, different type than the one that you see here lah. Okay, so that is one. And with both the 2-liter variants, I believe you get sunroof. Okay, so standard 2-liter sunroof is standard for the 2-liter model, but of course, as I mentioned earlier, eye active sense is exclusive to the 2-liter high plus both sedan and hatchback. Okay, so to show you here, here's the tail, here's the boot. Damn, I couldn't open this. Hang on, Okay, so I've released the boot, and okay. So this is a large boot. Let me just tell you this. Sema, can you help me hold my phone?
Sure, no problem.
So, to show you how big this boot is, right?
Bro, you're the best.
Okay, this is big. This is huge.
Con, you win liao.
Thanks, bro. Okay, so one big improvement of this of the Mazda 3 sedan that I was unable to highlight in my previous videos is that the boot space has grown bigger, and I suspect that is due to a combination of two factors. One, they have lengthened the rear overhang. Two, that switch to a rear torsion beam. Now I'm still a bit reserved about using rear torsion beams, but I have to say that where Mazda is concerned, they have executed that change with perfectly good justification, and you know the results of it has justified the decision. So we look at the hatchback. So here is the hatchback. Well, the boot definitely not as big as the sedan lah, but still, it's still okay. Zach, can you hold this camera?
Of course.
Right, just point at me. And okay lah, I think maybe Bing will be more comfortable in here than I am, but not bad. Okay, so it's nicely sized. All right, guys. So let's check out the folding of the rear seats. Oh yes, we have to access this once again from the boot, right? I believe. Okay, so I'm going to pull this to release, and excuse me, so pull this down. So okay, very nice. As you can see, once again, this is a large boot, and the floor. Okay, when you fold the seats down, the floor is nicely seamless. So it's not perfectly flat. Okay, but they have put this fabric here to nicely cover it, to make it a nice seamless transition. Let's go and check the same with the hatchback. Okay, and yep, press this down. Voila, so same thing. All right, nice seamless transition of the floor. So it is good for you when you load bulky items. All right, so you got leather upholstery here. You got rear air con vents. Now one thing that I did comment before this, with the 1.5 liter model, you don't get rear air con vents, and to me that is something rather unfortunate, because if you look at the positioning of those center vents, it may get warm here at the back on a hot sunny day. All right, but I also understand that these rear air con vents come part and parcel, at least where Mazda at the factory level is concerned. They offer you this choice. If you want digital climate control, dual zone climate control. It comes together with rear air con vents. The 1.5 model, because they want to create that differentiation, comes with manual climate control, manual air conditioning. That does not come with rear air con vents. To me, that is a waste. I think this car, all right, because of the price segment it occupies, and as well as the fact that, well, Malaysia is not a cold country, I think rear air con vents should just be standard with this car. Okay, that to me is the thing. But overall, right, there is that argument that people are saying that, wow, this new Mazda 3 is expensive. Well, it is not cheap, and Mazda is very clear with their intentions of positioning the new 3 as a premium offering. But is it a convincingly premium car? Well, my answer is this. For a car to be convincingly premium, it has to have two things. Okay? The finishing of the product has to demonstrate effort. Consumer has to see, a level of attention to detail that mass market brands will forego. Okay, there has to be that additional level of detail, of polish that you don't get with a mainstream brand. That is one thing, and that is something that when you zoom in at the various small parts of the car, when you touch and feel the car, you see where Mazda has put in the effort to make this car look and feel luxurious to the touch. That is one thing. The other important component or ingredient that makes a car premium is that the brand must have its own convincing narrative. And that is something that Mazda has been quietly building up over the years, because at the turn of the century, they started with all this zoom philosophy. They have very, very firmly begin positioning their cars as choices for the enthusiast. And don't forget all those decades that Mazda has spent honing the rotary engine, participating in Le Mans and all that. So this is a brand that has stories to tell. Okay, and that is another crucial component in its claim to being a premium car. Okay, so the new Mazda 3, really, this is not a car for everybody. Okay, if you think that a C segment car is something that you will only spend 130,000 ringgit on, right, then don't look at the Mazda 3. This is not a car for you. But if you have that extra budget, you have that extra taste, you want that something that has that touch of premiumness, then you can consider this, because this, to me, right, this really has that convincing touch of premiumness. It feels, you can see that really when you touch and feel this car, you really can see the kind of effort that Mazda had put into this, and yeah, it justifies it. There's no question in my mind, this car justifies its pricing. All right, let's put it this way. Don't think of the Mazda 3 anymore as a Civic competitor or an Altis competitor. Think of this as a competitor to the Volkswagen Golf, and you will then start to see its value. All right, cheers guys.